On Wednesday, April 20th, there was a murder that occurred at St. Raymond's High School for Boys. Beloved classmate Joe Calisi was found dead at the bottom of the staircase after apparently having been pushed. Now, inside the stairwell over here, Detective Quentin has some evidence to present.
So, looking at the crime scene now, in the corner here, it appears that those are Joseph Calisi's glasses. Apparently, when he fell down the stairs, they fell off his face and ended up in the corner. Looking through the papers, I also found that these are some of his notes. Possibly when he fell down the stairs, he dropped this all and it scattered everywhere. And over here, I found this really interesting towel. Looking at it now, it seems like it's a Steelers towel belonging to probably somebody, or he probably took it from somebody along the way on his travels from the staircase.
Now, the dead body of Joe Calisi was originally found lying in this place, signified by the large pool of blood where his head lay. Now, as you follow me up the staircase, there appears to be bloodstains all over the stairs that had occurred when he was taking his dive down the staircase. Also, before he fell, it appears that he hit his head on the railing, as there's also a bloodstain on the railing. So, Mr. Orchansky, where were you the day that Joe was murdered? Around 2:45.
I'm not aware of Joe being murdered. What day are we talking about?
Wednesday the 20th.
Wednesday the 20th?
Yes.
At what time?
About 2:45, 2:50.
Oh, I was outside of the parking lot.
Outside in the parking
Getting
lot?
my car, yeah.
Is there anybody that could confirm that you were outside in the parking lot?
I'll find somebody.
Lovely.
Yeah, I'm sure Mrs. Wojcicki can confirm that. I was in my car. Absolutely, without a doubt.
Okay. Well, I also wanted to ask you, because now I noticed that your table towel is missing.
Yeah, I took it down.
So, Joe didn't take it?
No, it was dirty. I had to take it home and wash it.
But Joe was found with a terrible towel near his body.
Oh, does he have one?
I think it was yours, sir.
I thought he was a Giants fan. I didn't know he was a Steelers fan. It's crazy.
So it was the rumor that Joe stole the terrible towel as a prank was false?
He stole my terrible towel.
I believe so.
That's awful. Thievery is inexcusable.
Inexcusable enough
If
to...
anyone was going to do it, it's probably Joe.
Inexcusable enough to push him down the stairs?
Excuse me?
Inexcusable enough to push Joe down the stairs?
Who pushed Joe down the stairs?
That's what we're trying to find out.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Somebody pushed Joe down the stairs? Did he get hurt?
He's dead, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's awful. That's terrible. When did that happen?
Wednesday the 20th.
Yeah, we told you that before. No.
I was in here that day.
So you
No.
weren't getting in your car at around 2:50?
I don't even know that kid. What are we talking about?
Joe Calisi. He wasn't in your car?
Joe, oh, I love him like a son I never wanted.
Are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have reports that you actually didn't like Joe at all.
I love him like a son I never wanted. Yeah, if he was my kid, I'd put him up for adoption without a doubt.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, well, tell Joe I said hi when you see him.
So what is your relationship with Joe Calisi?
He's my pet.
He's your pet?
Yeah, that's right. I walk him, I feed him, I keep him in my basement from time to time. So yeah, he's my pet.
I'm assuming you two are brothers then.
I guess.
Okay. Where were you on April 20th after school, specifically around 2:50?
I was with Mr. Sidoti in the media center doing color guard with my other cadet corps members.
And Mr. Silly could vouch for this?
He can.
All right. Have you and Joe had any problems recently?
You know, we had little scuffles here and there because we're brothers and all, you know, but other than that, the only thing I can think of was that, you know, the educational part of it, you know, he always gets better than me and I always get mad at him for it, and we have that conflict sometimes.
You always said that you would push Joe down the stairs if you had the chance. Is there any truth to that statement?
I was always kidding when I said that.
And you even wrote it down on a piece of paper?
I can't recall.
Specifically this piece of paper?
I guess so. But, you know, I was kidding that day, probably. Probably got mad at him and I wrote that down.
Okay. Do you miss having Joe around?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
Yeah, because he's competition, and I want to eliminate competition.
Okay. I think you're free to go, sir.
Thank you.
can you tell us your relationship with Joe Calisi?
My relationship with Joe.
Yes.
Well, let's put it this way. Joe is what some people like to call a fan. You know, like every morning he likes to, come bother me in my office. I'm walking down the hallway, he yells my name. He seems to like talking about me a lot. So, sometimes I'm a little concerned because it's like a borderline obsession, you might say. But overall, I mean, I don't mind Joe. He's not a bad kid per se. A little annoying, a little immature. But Joe's all right.
All right, that's a good answer. So I have a question. So it was rumored that he came in your room and destroyed your most valuable possession, your Jets keyboard. Wouldn't you say that would make you a little angry?
Well, at first it did. I was very, very angry. But then I remembered that it was Joe. And, Joe has a lot of problems. He just really can't help himself. That's just Joe. So after I realized that we were dealing with someone that was a little troubled, I kind of got over it because I could replace the keyboard. But, it's just, I feel bad for him. Joe has a lot of problems.
I see.
Do you have any personal beef with Joe? Something that would make you want to push him down the stairs?
Whoa. Is that what you're insinuating, that I pushed Joe downstairs?
Just a question.
I mean, come on, you did break your favorite keyboard.
I mean, first of all, if I wanted to hurt Joe, I would. But I don't want to hurt Joe because I feel bad for him. He's like a little kid. He's like a first grader. So I would never do that to someone like Joe.
And Frank Calisi said that you were with the cadet corps with Frank on Wednesday, the day of the murder?
That's correct. We were practicing drill and ceremony in the media center, pretty much all during the activity period and even a little bit after school.
Can any of the members besides yourself confirm that story?
Let's see, you could ask Edvard Traps, you could ask Angel Shabanash, you could ask Daniel Gonzalez, no D. You could ask Marquise Morris. We were all there together.
Okay, thank you for your time. Free to go.
That's all you need?
Yes, sir.
Is Joe doing all right?
Well, he's currently dead on the staircase.
Oh.
Full of blood, so.
That sounds like a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
Someone should probably get on that. That's not me. Maybe like the nurse?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. But at least it wasn't you. Take care, Joe. Frank.
All right. So can you describe Joe as a person? So we want to get a better feel of who he was as a person, so we get a better description on him.
He was a pretty hardworking student, kept to himself most of the times, which is why I don't know why he made so many enemies, like Mr. Sidoti and Warchansky, especially Christian. He never really made a problem with anybody, but I guess the problems just gravitated towards him.
So you would say that Christians, Mr. Sidoti, and Mr. Chansky were all enemies of Joe?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, sir. My name is Detective Mayorga, and this is my partner, Detective Quinn. And we have heard that you have a witness statement to make about this case. So we're just going to start off with a couple questions. What is your name and occupation?
C. Custodio. Occupation, student.
First name?
Christian.
What is your affiliation with Joe? Were you guys friends, just classmates?
He's an enemy of mine. I'll gladly admit that.
Why is he an enemy of yours?
Freshman year, we were all buddy-buddy. He was fine. But then sophomore year, this kid started changing. Like, he wanted to provoke me. The more and more we spoke.
What do you mean by provoke you?
He would insult me, calling me names like my best friend or bro. Things like that.
I see. So, getting off that topic, I want to know what you were doing Thursday, April 20th. Where were you between the times of 8 o'clock to 12 p.m.?
8 to 12. I do believe I was simply attending my classes as I usually do.
You believe or do you know?
Well, I don't keep track of my schedule all the time. You know, what I do on every single day. I'm sort of a freestyler, I do whatever the flow tells me to do.
So what was your freelancing mind doing on Thursday, April 20th?
attended my classes, wallowing in my own misery. I think, and this is a big think, I also spoke to Ms. Cartillo about some college stuff sometime between those hours, yeah. Apart from that, it's a pretty normal day.
What about after school, when the crime occurred? What were you doing after 12 o'clock, specifically after the last bell rang?
After the last bell rang, I went on over to my locker, grabbed my stuff, started walking home like I usually do.
You said you heard a noise coming from the staircase around the time that the murder occurred.
Yep. As I was going to the opposite staircase, because I always go down the down staircase, I heard a loud thud from the up staircase, and I was like, somebody might have gone down the wrong staircase. I gotta warn them. So I rushed over. What I saw when I arrived was the bleeding, dead body of the man we once knew as Joseph Thomas Calisi.
I have a question for you. You say that Joseph's your enemy, right? Did you enjoy seeing his cold, dead corpse on the staircase?
Enjoy is a bit of a strong word. I was glad to see that he was finally out of the picture. I will admit that much. However, in order for me to get enjoyment out of that sort of thing, they have to be my type, They gotta fit my standards.
Okay.
Okay, did you see anybody in the area of the staircase, leaving the area?
Well, there was Mr. Warchansky, but his office is in that general vicinity, so I didn't really think much of it. Aside from that, no, I can't say I saw anyone.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the interview. You're free to go. So, Mr. Roy, just to be clear, you said that you were in the area at the time of the crime?
Yeah, I was around that area.
Oh, where were you exactly?
I was coming up the lunchroom stairs from lacrosse practice, trying to fill up my water bottle and stuff.
Did you see anybody in the cafeteria, in the hallway?
There was no one in the cafeteria, but in the hallway, I saw a figure moving pretty fast across, looking behind their back, see if anyone was there. It's a shorter person.
Are you sure this figure was short? Can you be any more specific, or his from the spot you were, you're saying you were from the hallway? It's pretty long, so your eyes could have deceived you. So can you tell us? Can you confirm for us that it was actually a short figure?
I can't confirm it's a short figure because my eyesight ain't that bad. I don't wear glasses and stuff. But if it was a tall person, it would have been more of a looming figure. What I saw was undeniably short person.
And that's all you can vouch for? Nobody else in the cafeteria?
No, I didn't see nobody in the cafeteria. Not even the janitors were in there.
All right, thank you very much. You good to go.
Now's the time to guess who did it. Give you a few seconds. Time's up.
So in regards to the other evidence that we have, remember after Andres' testimony went back to the crime scene, or the supposed spot where he saw a small figure?
And what did we find?
Well, on that down staircase leading into the cafeteria, I found a Christian custodian's ID right by the down staircase.
And Andres did say you saw a short figure running to the down staircase. So you think maybe Christian could have dropped his ID when he was fleeing the scene of the crime?
I believe so. I think we have to, after seeing all this, I think we have to give Mr. Custodio another talk.
I think we should do that. All right? Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Mr. Custodio, for coming back. We just have some additional questions that we would like to ask you.
Ask away.
So, when talking to a prior witness, Andres, he said that he saw a figure running from the lobby down to the down staircase around the time that Joe was murdered. Specifically he said a short figure. Now, that wouldn't really involve you if it wasn't for the fact that we found your ID a couple of days later sitting near the staircase. Do you have anything to explain that?
Well, yes, I do. You see, after I witnessed Joe's little mishap, at the stairwell, I began to run away. I gladly admit to that. Did not alert anyone until after the fact, of course. The reason for that was I am not about to take the rap for anything at all involving Joseph Thomas Calisi. I suppose that in my hurry, in my rush, I dropped this out of my pocket.
And you didn't report a lost ID to anybody?
I mean, no, not really. I don't care about it. I don't use it. It just happens to be in my pocket, just in case.
Mr. Custodio, I'll let you know one thing. Just come clean with us now, and this will be very smooth for you. Because we know you did it.
You think you have me backed up against the wall? Well, you do literally have me backed up against the wall, but you think you have me backed up against a metaphorical wall, Mr. Calisi, don't you?
Yes, all evidence points to you, Mr. Custodio.
Really? He said that he saw a short male, did he not?
Yes.
When did he say short, fat male?
I wouldn't consider you to be fat, Mr. Custodio. See, to be a
Have you
pretty
seen me?
skinny guy.
Look at my face and look at my arms. I am fat as can be. He would have listed a short, overweight man if he had seen me specifically.
But not if it was a short glimpse through a doorway when you were moving fast.
Well, I suppose that he would have also mentioned something along the lines of bearded, short bearded male. Why didn't he mention any of those things? Just because, like, is the only factor about me that the only factor he could identify about me was the fact that I'm short, not the color of what I'm wearing, nothing else. How can you be so sure that this witness you speak of is so reliable?
Well, he was at a considerable distance. I don't know if you'd be able to see a beard with the brief glimpse that he would have had. Besides, you're the only one that checks out in the area.
Jeffrey Sidoti, he doesn't?
Cadet Corps, with Frank Calisi, our other suspect.
Solid alibi, solid alibi.
Well, what's your alibi? You
My
got
alibi?
none.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I suppose.
let's go clear this up at the station. Because, Mr. Custodio, you're under arrest.
505-503-4455. That's the number of Saul Goodman, my lawyer.
Anything
He'll
you
get
say-
me out of this.
Anything you say or do will give you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot pay one, the state will pay one for you.